that.
Righto. So Maleny Brew Crew Rapid Review Part 2.
Beer 2.
Part 2. Beer 2.
Beer 2.
I'd have to say that that's probably one of my favourite logos. It really is. If I was going to get a tattoo, that's kind of what I'd be looking at. I'm too much of a pussy to get a tattoo though.
Trademark issue.
Yeah, trademark issue, but no, they'll let me know.
And what happens when they change their logo? Would you have to get your tattoo updated?
No, I just like
Just
the
be
logo.
old school.
Yeah, I'll be old school. OG.
Yeah, fair enough.
So now we're looking at Copperhead's BTB Milk Stout. We don't know why it's called BTB, do we? No, we don't.
There's a rumour.
No, there's a rumour, but it's not one I'm going to repeat. So anyway, this is brewed by a friend of ours called Davey Stabler. This is his milk stout. So Graham, walk us through milk stout.
Okay, so milk stout is basically a sweeter version of what we recognise as a stout these days. This is a 4.6%, which is probably at the lower end of the scale. The milk comes from a small amount of lactose that's used in the brew, which creates a little bit of residual sweetness because it's a complex carbohydrate that the yeast can't break down and turn to alcohol. So it leaves you with this slightly sweet taste on the palate, which arguably makes it a bit like a latte-ish kind of flavour. Maybe if you're getting any coffee in there, maybe not.
I'm getting some coffee. Yeah.
So it's got a it's a pretty tasty one. This. And yeah, that's probably all we need to talk.
So it's not a lactose added thing, or
yeah. So there's lactose
like
added into the process.
So welcome to the world of, this is the big thing online at the moment, is lactose beers. Everyone's been going on and on about them. This has been around. The milk stout concept has been around a lot longer than all these lactated beers we've had now.
Yep.
And I think it's a really good thing because it gives a bit more body, a bit more texture to the beer. I find it not quite as hard to drink. It seems to be a lot smoother and a lot rounder. For my personal flavours, David could always make it more alcoholic. Would be great, like an imperial milk stout for me. Dave,
You need to settle down.
No. My session beer is 8% at least.
Yeah.
So come on.
Great mouthful. Yeah. Got a thickness and a body weight to it. It's got a nice tan coloured head on it, which actually stays quite well. Yeah, got a bit of cocoa.
I like your head retention.
I'd like to talk to David about his malt bill, because if you look at a Guinness, you'll notice that the head is pretty white. I think, my theory, and I'm sure people will know the truth, that's because they use a very high proportion of pale coloured malt and a very small proportion of extremely dark, what we call patent malt, black or roasted barley. And that just creates a dark flavour. But what you'll notice with this is, as you said, it's got less kind of creamy brownish coloured head, and I think that's probably because he uses more specialty darker malts, and that gives you that extra flavour as well. Personally, as a purist, I'd say I prefer my beers brewed that way.
I think it's great. It's a good example of a milk stout, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. Like, I get heaps of coffee. Like to me, it's just like a iced coffee.
You do know in the bingo game, when it says, Pat says, I love it, we are going to have to mark that one off, don't you?
I do love a lot of things, but
Okay.
no, I love milk stouts just because I feel like they're more of a sessionable beer. Like I could easily drink these all night, and because it's only 4.8. Was it 4.6? Yeah. No, I can sit on that all day quite comfortably.
Yeah, it's definitely a session stout.
Yeah.
If you're going to session stout.
Sadly, they don't retail it, but if you want to get hold of it, you've got to go down to Copperhead Brewery in Roy. But they have a great range of beers, and there's some exceptional beer out there. Anyway, so that's another rapid review. We're going to go back and drink some more. We'll see you shortly.